The thief took advantage of a moment when no one was looking, pulled the low price tag out of his mouth, and swapped it with the original $2,000 tag. He then hid the original tag under his thigh. Finally, he nonchalantly walked up to the counter with the bag to pay. However, when the clerk saw that he had only handed over $200, she immediately shook her head to indicate that this was nowhere near enough. Unexpectedly, the thief claimed that it was none of her business and that he had clearly paid the price on the tag. However, the clerk insisted that she remembered clearly that the bag was worth $2,000. At this, the guilty thief started arguing with her, trying to bluff his way out of it by raising his voice. However, their commotion attracted the owner. Just as the clerk was about to speak, the thief beat him to it and accused the clerk of trying to extort him. He insisted that the price tag clearly said $200, yet the clerk was demanding $2,000 from him. He confronted the clerk, asking how she could have made such a mistake. The clerk firmly insisted that he hadn't made a mistake and that the bag was worth $2,000. However, in order to protect the store's reputation, the owner agreed to sell the bag to the thief at the price on the tag. Hearing this, the thief smugly grabbed the bag and left the store. After the thief had gone, the owner told the clerk that he would have to cover the loss he had caused. To keep his job, the clerk had no choice but to hand over his entire month's salary. This left the clerk feeling deeply wronged. It clearly wasn't his fault. Meanwhile, the janitor, who had witnessed everything, felt it was unfair, so he took a suit jacket and approached the clerk, saying he had a way to help him get the money back. Soon, the janitor disguised himself. When the thief approached, he deliberately dropped the money on the ground. Seeing all that cash, the thief's eyes lit up instantly, and he offered to help the janitor pick it up. Then, while the janitor wasn't looking, he secretly hid a stack of bills. After cleaning up, the janitor said that to thank him for his help, he would like to treat him to a meal. Faced with an invitation from such a wealthy man, the thief naturally couldn't refuse and agreed without hesitation. On the way to the restaurant, they came across a beggar. Seeing how pitiful he looked, the janitor felt sorry for the beggar and was about to give him some money. The beggar pointed to the briefcase in the cleaner's hand. The cleaner quickly replied that the money was for business negotiations and couldn't be touched just yet. He then asked the beggar if he had any cash, hoping to win the man's favor. The beggar took $100 from his bag and gave it to the cleaner. Seeing this, the cleaner immediately said that it wasn't enough because they were about to go to a 5-star hotel to eat the most expensive food and spend at least several $1,000s. Giving such a small amount was simply beneath their status. The beggar was instantly flustered. The next second, he took out all his cash and gave it to the cleaner. Seeing his scheme succeed, the janitor decided to go the extra mile. He took the beggar to buy medicine and then handed the briefcase to the thief, telling him to wait there. However, as soon as he left with the beggar, the thief immediately walked off to a secluded spot with the suitcase and began excitedly stuffing the money into his own bag. But as he was packing it away, he realized that something was wrong because every single bill was stamped with the words counterfeit. Only then did the thief realize he had been duped by the two men.